Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke. We have two really good topics for today's show. The first topic is that there's a question going around social media if people support homeowners, their kids, or their grandkids who shoot and kill a person who breaks into their home. So that's the first topic of today's show. The second topic of today's show is there is these three kids, these three waste of life that got arrested because they vandalized a retail store in Baltimore, and now they're crying and everything else. So let's get right into the first topic. There was this big question going around social media asking people if they support homeowners, their kids, or their grandkids who shoot and kill a person who breaks into their home and stuff, and who could steal from them, rape them, murder them, or whatever. So my reply was, and I put it in big capital letters, hell yes, I support that. Hell yes. I support the homeowners, their kids, or their grandkids who shoot and kill intruders who break into their home. Because those intruders, like I said, could steal from them, rape them, murder them, whatever. So hell yeah, I support that. That should be a law throughout the entire United States. Okay? Because let me explain something to you. I'm going to explain a law to you guys. Current law stipulates that if a homeowner or their kids or grandkids shoot an intruder and just like hurts them or something like that, that intruder can turn around and sue the homeowner. Yeah, isn't that a stupid, idiotic law? Stupid. You're lucky I'm not a judge in those hearings. And if I was a lawmaker, I would say if the intruder gets hurt in any way, shape, or form, too bad. Oh well. Oh well. Then on top of that, you have the family members of these intruders who go around saying, my sweet petunia, oh my God, got killed because my sweet petunia is too stupid. And they go around breaking into people's homes, stealing their stuff, raping the people, murdering people. But my sweet petunia gets murdered. Oh my God! I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna sue the homeowners. Oh my God! Oh, they're lucky I'm not a judge in that court cases. In those court cases, oh, people are lucky. So I say, hell yeah, hell yeah. The homeowners, their kids or grandkids, if they're home alone and somebody breaks into their home, have every single right to shoot and murder that intruder. Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Definitely. Now let's get into the second topic of today's show. There was these three kids, these three waste of life, who vandalized a retail store in Baltimore. And they got arrested. Now those three kids are crying. And you're crying and everything. Right? And not only that, the youngest one, the youngest, the youngest of those three idiots saw a person on their cell phone and videoing. That young kid tried to physically attack that person who was on their cell phone videoing. And on top of that, on top of all that same kid, the youngest one, was cursing and threatening the police. I want you to think about that. I want to let that soak in for a little bit. So I'm glad because those police officers did a great job in arresting these 3 wastes of life. These 3 kids will never amount to anything in life. They're a waste. They did a great job in arresting them. And as far as I'm concerned, those 3 wastes of life need to be put in prison and in boot camps. And then on top of that, on top of all that, send that bill to their parents. If their kids vandalized the store, did damage and everything, send the bill to their parents. Have the parents pay that bill. And say, hey, your 3 kids, your 3 wastes of life came into this store, vandalized the store, did all this damage and everything. You're responsible for them. You're responsible for all the damage that they do. Yep. Because that's the law. Parents, if your kids are minors, you're responsible for everything that they do in life until the day they turn 18 years of age. Until they turn legal age. So if your waste of life kids go around doing damage and everything, like in retail stores, you're responsible for your kids. You're responsible to pay those bills of those damages. And your kids, never let them see the light of day ever again. Throw them in prison and in boot camps. Because if they're crying now just because they got caught and arrested. Wait till they get into prison. Wait till they get into those boot camps. They're going to cry rivers. Good. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. If you could do the crime, you could do the time. End of story. End of story. End of story. But anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about a few things. For the 2 shows that I host on Spreaker.com, Super Advocate and Disabled Reality, which Disabled Reality I hosted today just before I hosted this show. For those 2 shows that I host on Spreaker.com, I have a website that you guys can go to and listen to all the episodes of both of the shows that I just mentioned. The title on that website is called Super Advocate. And the link to there is superadvocate.codeadx.me. If you guys go to this website, you guys can listen to all the episodes of both my shows that I just mentioned. Also on this website, you see there's a tab on there called promo codes. If you guys click on that tab, you'll see 8 promotions on there. Okay? And for my show, Disabled Reality, we support 4 of those promotions. Those 4 are More Labs, Clear Protein, Strong Coffee Company, and Zevo Life. Those are great companies. They got great products at great prices. I highly recommend you guys go check them out. And I also want to remind all my fans out there about my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. The link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that's AIHNY.com. You guys can check out all the pages on there, but I just want to mention just a few of the pages that's on there. One page is titled Blog. That's self-explanatory. You click on that title, it'll bring you right to my blog page. Another page is titled Shows. And if you guys go to that page, you guys can also listen to both of my shows that I just mentioned on Spreaker.com. You guys can listen to those shows on that page as well. But also on the show page of Advocate Information Highway, you'll also be able to listen to and watch all the episodes of this show, Advocate Information Highway, that I host here on YouTube. You guys can watch and listen to all those episodes as well. Another page on my website of Advocate Information Highway is titled Internet Store on Zazzle. If you guys go to that page, you'll see a link on there. And if you guys click on that link, It'll bring you right to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which you guys will be able to see all the products that I designed and that are up for sale on my internet store on Zazzle.com, so you guys can shop to your heart's content on there. Another page on my website of Advocate Information Highway is titled Bookstore on Amazon. If you guys go to that page, you'll see 3 links on there. Those 3 links are to the 3 books that I wrote and that are up for sale on Amazon.com. And you guys can check all that stuff out as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.